So I thought that I would do not really a product review today, but like a video dealing with a couple of extra tips about Manic Panic hair color, because I get more questions about my hair color in general than just about anything else. And in addition to that, I get more questions on my Manic Panic tutorials than I get on most of my other videos. People who aren't really into vintage styling are still interested in Manic Panic and product reviews and application tips and things like that. So I'm going to post this as a video response to that video since it has so many views and so many questions associated with it. The most common question I get on that video is, do I need to bleach my hair first in order for Manic Panic, to use Manic Panic? And the answer is, it depends on what you want from Manic Panic. If you want just to kick up your natural hair color, like if you want to add some red tones to your hair color, or if you want to just like if you dye your hair red and you want to just kind of kick it up because everybody knows red fades so fast. If you want to do that, then no, you don't need to bleach it first. You do probably need a base color, a permanent color on there. Well, you definitely need a permanent color on there if your hair isn't naturally red, because the roots, when you use a semi-permanent color, don't take the same shade as the rest of your hair normally. Especially if you have previous hair color on it, the fresh roots are not going to take as well. So if you've got a problem with your roots showing, you don't need to use a semi-permanent color to take care of that. You need to go ahead and use a permanent color on the roots, and then use the semi-permanent color all over, like maybe a week or two later, to just kick up that red after it fades. If you want a bright blue, pink, purple, green, one of those bright, bold colors that Manic Panic carries, yes, you'll need to bleach your hair first. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a big old mess. And that doesn't necessarily apply to the reds, because if you use red on brown hair, you're going to have a really cool, depends on if you use a blue-based red or a yellow-based red, but like if you use vampire red or pillar box red on brown hair, your hair is probably going to look purple, especially in the sunlight. And if that's cool for you, then that's all you need to do. If you want pink, blue, one of those colors of hair, you cannot achieve that on natural hair. You can't. You have to bleach your hair completely out first. And a quick tip about that is, if you're going to do blue, bleach it to the white stage. If you bleach it to the yellow stage, your hair will be green, because, blue and yellow make green. So just remember that. Another quick tip. I just did Manic Panic this morning, and as you can see, it's a little more pigmented in some areas than in others. That's just the natural problem, I think, with applying hair color to yourself, especially a semi-permanent hair color. It's really hard, especially because it's so thick. It's like a conditioner. It's really hard for me to get it completely even. And honestly, I don't really care, because I know that in a couple of washes, it's going to be even. So I'm not really all that worried about it. But I will tell you that when you first do it, especially if you have any leftover bleach on your hair, if you've had any bleach on your hair from streaking or from an all-over bleaching job, it's going to take bright on the bleached area, the previously bleached area, even if you've got a permanent color over that bleach, than it will on your natural root. Here you go. It's going to take bright over your bleach. So therefore, if you have previously bleached hair, remember that. Remember that infrared, pillar box red, vampire red, all of those brilliant reds especially, are going to look almost purple in areas on top of the bleach when you first rinse it out. It's probably going to freak you out a little bit. The way to deal with that is to go ahead and shampoo your hair. You want that to fade out a bit, because otherwise it's going to look really unnatural. Like, I still have bleach on the ends of my hair from when my hair was platinum a couple of years ago. You can see my older videos. And if I just Manic Panic my hair and then rinse it out and dry it, it's going to be purple on the ends no matter which shade of Manic Panic I use. So therefore, what I need to do is just wash it thoroughly one time, shampoo it thoroughly, and then rinse it, and then condition it as normal, and it will even it out somewhat. And then after a couple more washes, it's going to be even all over. And of course, the Manic Panic itself fades out by the time it's time for me to do my roots. So I usually alternate. You can see my Let Me Die in Peace video. I alternate. That is an important tip. I'm trying to think what else. I prefer right now, I know in my previous hair dye video, I actually was using infrared, a mixture of infrared, and first I used infrared on my Manic Panic tutorial. I love it, but it's got a yellow base to it, and so therefore when it fades a very brassy orange color. So I started mixing it with pillar box red to get a more even tone, but then I discovered flaming, and flaming is my very favorite Manic Panic color now because it's a cross between those two, and when it fades, it kind of just fades to a more natural red. So if you're going for something like a Rita Hayworth red, if you're into vintage looks, then I would recommend flaming. And just remember that if you have any leftover bleach on your hair, it's going to take a lot brighter in those areas than it will on your roots or on your natural hair. So you'll want to make sure that you wash it so that it evens it out a bit. Also, when you color your hair, even if it's not if it's semi-permanent or permanent color, you're going to get tangles from it being up in a cap and from waiting or any period of time at all. It's just your hair is going to naturally be really tangled after you wash it. So I think that I cannot stress the importance of a shower comb enough. I used to just use a comb for wet hair that they sell at Walmart. I think it was Goody brand. And it was just a regular comb. It said it was for wet hair, but it's nothing compared to something like this. This is an actual shower comb, and this is a comb that you're supposed to obviously hang in your shower, and it gets the tangles out of completely wet hair without pulling or snagging, and it's fabulous. I use it with my Aussie Hair Insurance spray conditioner religiously after I wash my hair, but especially is it important after coloring because your hair does tangle so badly. So you just use it while your hair is still wet, and then dry it, and then you can brush through it pretty easily. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I wanted to show you my Bell Blossoms butterfly clip that looks just like a real butterfly and feels like a real butterfly because I think it's made from feathers. Somebody asked me what it looks like in person. This is what it looks like. I absolutely love it. When I was in Vegas, I wore it, and people actually thought a butterfly landed on my head. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say about that. Probably have to edit this down, of course, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.